And we're back.
How are you, Charlotte?
I'm good, John. How are you? How was your weekend?
I was in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Tell me about it.
Well, I do stand up at the mostly at the Improvs. Mm-hmm. And there's one in Milwaukee. I've been there before. It's a great club, and it's the same kind of setup as they have the Improv in Irvine and Brea, where the stage is set up so you're looking straight ahead, you know? So a lot of stages are wide or around you.
Yeah.
Or in the round, which I don't like. I like it more like it's like a theater where it's just straight ahead.
Straight ahead.
So the energies, yeah, you don't have to keep turning your head and breaking focus. So it's straight ahead. It's great. So I had 3 shows. The first 2 were already sold out by the time I got there, which is for me great. And then
that's awesome.
And then the third show, it holds 402 seats, was like 296 people. But normally on a Sunday, before COVID, it was like it'd be 120, 125, like not many. Mm-hmm. And the Saturday before that would be sold out, so it was like a letdown. So it's just going great. And I came up with new jokes, and I'm just enjoying it more than ever. Mm-hmm. I just keep trying to get better. What about your stand-up?
It's and this is what I wanted to ask you today. Like I'm doing a show tonight, and then I'm doing a show on Friday. And
oh, great!
How do you get yourself to just get in the like? I'm just not, as you know, I've kind of taken some time off with some life stuff and taken a step back. But how do you kind of pump yourself up when you're not in the mood or you're not feeling funny? You know? What's your like go-to to kind of like say, okay, well, I'm gonna, put my funny face on when I can't?
For me, it's, well, you have to compartmentalize, It's like, I remember in college, I was a drama major at UC Irvine, and the first thing my acting teacher said was, leave your personal problems outside the theater door. And then he goes, think of this as an escape, it's really like you get to leave all your personal problems, you go on stage, and Dana Carvey gave me great advice. He goes, the most important thing is have fun. So this is an opportunity for you to look forward to whatever else is going on, you can have fun.
And I've always done that in my career. I've always left everything outside with acting or a photo shoot or this and that, but there's something with stand-up that I've noticed is harder to kind of,
well, because it's newer for you.
Yeah,
that's what I'm. As I keep telling you, you just have to. Look, I started doing it, trying to do it years ago, and I really started like 20 years ago. But before that, I would try it, and I would be so nervous.
Yeah,
I go,
I get really in my head.
Yeah, I'd go, forget it. And then what I've learned, though, over the years now is, I said to Dana, how do you get over that fear of getting up? And he goes, just keep getting up, and it gets less and less.
Yeah.
That's why I said, you just keep getting up.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, walking up those steps, they announce your name, it's nothing, becomes nothing, because you've done it so much.
Yeah.
I remember the first job I ever got, I was 25, and I auditioned 3 times. And I auditioned, and they got 2 callbacks, and they gave it to another guy. And then this guy did 2 shows, and he quit. And so then they called me back for a 4th time. So after the 4th time, I'm meeting with the producer and the new director, but I wasn't nervous because it was the 4th time back for the same part.
Yeah.
So I wasn't nervous anymore.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know what they want. So I thought, well, I'll just be how to play the part. I'll just do what I do, me and my personality, what I would do, how I would say it if I was in this situation. Yeah. And I got the job. But at the end of the audition, I read with the producer, and the director said, well, you both read very well. And I was kind of frustrated. I was like, well, yeah, but only one of us has the job. Yeah. And they laughed. And it's those little things.
Of course.
That got, well, of course, now you say that. But the stand-up, I think you have to focus on the goal. Yeah. Which is you're learning how to do something new, and it's exciting,
Yeah.
And the audience is never going to be the same, and you're never going to be in the exact same mood. But what I would suggest to you is you prepare the same every time. Like, get a routine. Like, I don't veer from it. I wake up whenever, look at mail. I get a shower. I go to the gym. Like, say the show's at 7. So then I'll go to the gym, work out more vigorously than you ever have, frankly, Charlotte.
Sure. Obviously. Your body shows it.
All right. No, so I work out. And then I go to lunch. And then if the show's at 7, I take a nap. Mm-hmm. Because I've worked out so vigorously.
Of course.
I don't know. I just get sleepy again.
Yeah.
So I take a nap. And then I get up at from say 3 to 5. That's what I do. And then I get up at 5, put on the same music. I get ready to. And then, which is, I listen to the Rat Pack at the Sands. And now I'm superstitious about it. And it just sets my timing. Mm-hmm. And I get ready for the show. And I have a 5-hour energy. I'm not going to lie, because it wakes me up. And then I get to the club, and I've already gone over the outline of my act the night before, and before I take a nap.
Yeah.
Because it sets in your brain. Then I get to the club, and I tell them what the intro is, what the music I want, and then I set up some stuff I'm going to show on stage, and get the Wi-Fi, and then I go over it again. And then I learned the best thing you can do is just relax.
Of course.
Because then you can think on stage. And then remember, and I hadn't done, one time about a couple years ago, I hadn't done my act in a while. So the first show, I had 4 shows. So the first show, I was worried, am I going to remember everything? So I'm thinking in my head, instead of being present and talking to the audience, not at them, really to them, I'm thinking, what's next? And it didn't really work. So the next night I thought, okay, I'll do the best I can. It's, I'm doing like an hour and 15, hour and a half. There's a lot of material. So if I don't remember, I go, they're not going to know if I leave out a joke or not. I don't want to, but if I do, they're not going to know. So just relax.
Yeah.
Well, I learned, and that's what I said to myself. So I relaxed, and then I learned I could think. And then I remembered it all because I was relaxed. So every show after that, I think relax. Excuse me. I told you not to eat right before the podcast. Relax more.
My calls with John is him burping, coughing, and spitting shit up.
And farting.
Relax
more.
Yeah.
Oh, like you've never farted.
I don't.
So relax more. So that's what I would focus on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I feel like I go in the, I've been doing it 3 years now, but, there was a time where I was so into it and I was getting this rhythm down. And I was having so much fun. And then I just go through these weird phases, and then I get so anxious in my head. Oh, I'm not going to remember this. I want to rewrite my whole set. And
but that doesn't work, right?
No, of course not.
So you go, that's not working.
Yeah.
So you got to be disciplined, I think, in your mind. Like, okay, that frame of mind doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
So what for you works? What routine would work for you so that when you hit that stage, you're ready to go, and it's all about having fun. If you're having fun, the audience has fun. I read this. I didn't make this up. A psychological thing. If you smile at somebody, they instinctually smile back. If you yell at somebody angrily, they're going to get angry back, right? So the same with the audience. If you're up there and you go, just smile.
Yeah.
Another thing I learned, there was this guy, a book called The World's Greatest Salesman, Og Mandino, I think his name. And the guy was like, I didn't start getting my life together till I was 36, and then he became a great salesman. So one thing he said was to set his mood. He goes, in the morning, I get in the shower and I just smile. And it works because it makes him happy, because your face, if you're smiling, your brain just goes, why is my body smiling? So then it starts changing everything to match what your face is doing.
Yeah.
Like if you sit in a chair and you slouch and and take a depressed posture and everything, you'll start feeling depressed. And they do that in acting. That was Stella Adler on technique, which was they used to say, like Lee Strasberg and him, they met with Stanislavski, and they go, the method of emotional recall, which is you're doing a scene and you recall something, say you're supposed to be sad, something that happened when you were a kid that was sad, and you think of that and it'll make you sad. And years later, Stella Adler met with Stanislavski, and he said, no, it's everyone has their own method, but try the method of physical actions, which is if you physically do something, the emotion will follow.
Yeah, no,
so if you smile, you'll be happy. If you want to be angry in a scene, just like right before the scene, like, or get a pillow and just start slugging it.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden you'll feel really angry, And so it's kind of an easier way to work. So with stand-up, that's what I think you should do, is before you go on, just smile, even though you don't feel like it. And I swear to God, in like a minute or maybe less, a little bit more, you just start laughing because it's so ridiculous. You're just having this huge smile. Let's try it now. Ready? Go ahead. Do it. Keep doing it. You're just smiling.
I hate it.
No, don't stop. Come on.
No, but it's true. I mean, you do that, the mind, the body follows, and I think it's something I kind of suffer with anxiety and a bit of depression, and for me, it's
that's how you should do this.
It's like just say everything's okay. It's gonna be okay.
See, I'm just starting to laugh. It just because it's so ridiculous.
Yeah,
but your brain starts releasing the endorphins, and you'll start laughing.
Yeah,
I don't know why you don't want to try it.
I am trying it.
Well, just keep smiling. No, bigger, like a huge grin.
Getting there.
No, you relaxed it. Huge.
Okay, moving on.
Keep smiling. See, you start laughing.
I do.
You can't help it. But that's, but that's, you get depressed. Everyone has that. You got to compartmentalize. I did a comedy once. I was, what was it? Trapped in Paradise. And 2 weeks before we started shooting, my father died.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
Died.
I remember this.
And then, other stuff happened. And then we were shooting outside. There's Canada, it was the worst winter in 150 years, 25 below, no light. Yeah. And everyone in the movie, not just me, but people that were fine, the crew, everyone started getting weird and depressed because there's no light. And my friend's
I couldn't deal
dad,
with that.
David Kudrow, Dr. Kudrow, his father, Dr. said, you need light to hit your retina for circadian rhythms. And once we moved, after 6 weeks, we went to Toronto, and we were shooting in the day, and it was 31 degrees, and it felt like summer to me. I was so warm, and we were shooting inside instead of outside. And we were outside in the snow for 6 weeks. Just to be indoors.
Yeah.
But I think to get out of your mood, I do this now every day, every night. I go, thank you for God. Thank you for another great day. Well, you don't have to believe in God. Thank you for another great day. Everything's great.
The gratitude list.
It really works.
Waking up and saying what you're grateful for. And I've really been trying to just like change my mindset. It's like, our brain naturally just wants to kind of complain, say what's going wrong.
That's your brain.
Don't have. It is. I'm losing my mind slowly but surely.
Yeah, so you can change it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's true. And they go, your thoughts program your brain.
Yeah.
So you change them to positive thoughts, and you just start saying it. Even if you don't mean it, you just start saying it in your head out loud. Today's going to be great. Everything's great today.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you something. Everything so far today, I go, yeah, everything's been great.
Yeah.
Nothing. And you go, well, some spectacular happened? I go, no, but everything's been fine. You know what I mean? Another thing my teacher taught me, Ashley Carr, a great teacher, goes, in acting, he goes, which you can use in your acting, he goes, great expectations, great disappointment. Little expectations, little disappointment. No expectations, no disappointment. Mm-hmm. So I have no expectations. So whatever happens, everything's gravy. And then but when you're doing an acting scene, you know, it's heightened reality. So you play it like you really want. You go, what do you want? What's your way? What are you going to do to get it? So you really want something. And so when you don't get it, it's devastating or it's thrilling.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes a scene interesting. Otherwise, it's just boring. Charlotte McKinney. See, most people look at you and go, you have everything going for you.
Yeah.
You should focus on that.
No, and I don't like to sit here and be like, boo-hoo me, but
don't you?
It's just
don't you?
No, but some people were born with a bit of that. You know, it's something I have, and it's something I have to work towards feeling positive and feeling like it's harder for me than the average person to wake up and like be in a cheery mood. But I have to work, so I have to work.
No, but that's okay because sometimes I wake up, I'm in a great mood, and then sometimes I wake up and I'm sad.
Yeah.
And then I think, why am I feeling sad? There's no reason for this feeling.
Yeah.
Like none.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it was my dreams or whatever, but there's literally no reason, but I feel it.
Yeah.
So then I think, okay, I don't want to stay in this feeling. I want to get out of it. I don't like it. So then I do that smiling thing. It's the simplest thing you can do, and it gets you right. It gets you out of it. It works like you can't believe.
Yeah. And I think I also get mad at myself because I know I'm capable of so much, and I tend to sell myself so short and then spiral and be like, well, why am I not doing this? And I should be doing this, and I need to do this, you know, and I'm like,
yeah, that whole way of thinking doesn't work.
Doesn't help.
I've done that. Everyone's done that, but it just doesn't work.
Yeah. Okay. Well, on the lighter side,
it's like doing but I just tell you, it's like stand up. It's like doing a joke, and it never gets a laugh, and you go, I don't care. I'm just going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And you go, how long have you been doing the joke? 3 years, and it never gets a laugh. I go, well, you might. Okay, at this point, if you're not reworking the joke or whatever, you know, you don't do it. But if you look at stand up, don't take it personal. You know, you're trying material, and you're trying to make them laugh. That's it. So they laugh or they don't. So now, if you have a funny idea, and you say the joke, and there's no laughing, then you can think, okay, I know the idea is funny. I'm not wording it right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it right. So then you got to work on it. You know.
Yeah. Totally.
But stand up is fun. I mean, just think you're making money. You're getting up. You can be yourself. You can do whatever you want. You have total freedom, and you're getting paid to make people laugh. I mean, I don't know why most comedians don't say this, but I'm the only one I've ever heard say this. They go, why do you like being a comedian? I go, because I like making people laugh.
I've heard.
I haven't.
Say that.
I've never heard anyone say that. No.
Really?
I like making people laugh. Mm-hmm. So, no, you said you're thinking about you and you and you. I'm thinking about them.
Yeah.
The audience, I'm trying to make them laugh.
Yeah.
I haven't heard you say that.
I haven't, but I have heard.
But that's what your focus should be. You're focusing on the wrong things.
No, I'm focusing on.
You're there to make them laugh.
The bullshit sides of it. But anyways.
Well, stop it already.
Stop with my shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. So we need to get the email up for you guys to send in your questions. We're still getting a few questions via Instagram, but once we have the email set up, we really want you guys to start sending in relationship questions or just general questions.
Yeah, real questions. I mean, you can send in joke stuff, but we're not going to use it.
Yeah, because
because it's a waste.
All the stuff
It's not even a real question, Charlotte.
Wait, what?
I'm saying, sorry, I mean, the joke questions they send in, they're not real questions.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, when we ask for questions, we just kind of just get jokes and stuff. So, John, I know you got a question, or did you get a question, or this is your question?
This is my question.
Ooh, these are my favorite.
It's about texting.
Okay.
So two things. One is, what I find is usually a problem is if you read a text from a woman, or you send them a text, if they're in a bad mood, they just misinterpret it. You could say anything because they're not hearing it. They're just, they don't know what you're feeling. They misinterpret or whatever, and they turn it into something.
What kind of text message did you send?
Oh, well, one time I had a girlfriend. She was like, can we meet later? I can't meet late. Can you meet later? And I'm okay. She was okay.
Yeah, things can get.
And she turned that into okay, and I go, what is that supposed to mean? I go, it means okay.
Things can get misinterpreted. I'm a very short texter. I'm not like, I don't like to send like a lot of stuff. I personally don't like texting people I like back and forth because I do think I'd rather just get on a quick phone call, say what's up, and then, go on with my day.
Here's a text I got, and this is from a woman who claims she liked me. Sorry, I haven't, basically I'll shorten it, but it's like, sorry I haven't answered you. I've been really busy. Ha ha. And like a week later, or a week and a half later, ha ha. I go, and she said ha. And I go, well, what am I supposed to say to that? Like, ha, I wanted to go.
Stop texting 20-year-old girls who say ha.
She wasn't 20.
After every text message.
She wasn't 20. She was 31.
Okay.
Your age.
I'm 21, but.
I mean, your age 10 years ago.
Yeah.
No, wait, that would make you 41.
What? No, but to answer the question, I think
what does that mean? Ha ha.
Ha ha. She's just trying to like keep it just trying to make it fun and light, but sometimes it can come off like they're laughing at you, or not at you, but laughing at the situation. But that's a weird one to say ha ha.
Then I texted her back, and then she hadn't texted me back since.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that one's coming.
I don't think she's interested anymore.
I'm gonna go with uninterested.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I found this. I don't know her name. I'd have to look it up. This girl online, she's great. So she helps guys with women and interprets everything they say. Okay. Because I remember one time I asked my dad, who was in his 60s. I go, Dad, do you understand women? Nope. He'd been married twice, but
yeah.
And that's the other. My question is because women, like, they don't mean what they say, mm-hmm. and they don't say what they mean. Whereas a man is just like, if you said, "Do you want to get something to eat?" Yes. And then one goes, "Well, what does that mean?" And the guy's just baffled. And he goes, "What do you mean? What does it mean? You just asked me, do I want to get something to eat?" And I said, yes. It means yes. Yeah. Like a guy there's no subtext to what he's saying. Yeah. There's no hidden meaning.
Yeah. I think some girls.
And some girls, everything is.
Don't know how to say stuff and like beat around the bush.
Well, what is that? I saw a video on YouTube and it was real. And the girl goes, "Why haven't you called me?" And the guy goes, "'Cause you dumped me." Yeah, but why haven't you texted me? He goes, "Because you said to stop texting you and leave you alone." Yeah. She goes, "Well, it's a week and a half." He goes, "Yeah." She goes, "You don't check in on me to see if I'm dead?" He's like, "You told me to leave you alone. We're done. You don't want to see me anymore. Stop texting you, leave you alone." Yeah. So I have.
Yeah, girls.
She goes, "Well, that doesn't mean I want you to stop." Yeah. It's impossible.
Yeah, girls can be confusing. I think.
Well, what is that? You're a woman. Crack the code.
Correct. But I kind of think with communication, I kind of think like a man. I'm not the type of person who says something but wants you to do another thing. I'm very yes, no. Like, I'm not playing games. I genuinely don't have the time, nor do I care to do it. But some women or girls like to kind of be, I don't know, miscommunicate in a way. But I don't know, sometimes guys are confusing too, and it's hard to read what they want. Sometimes I didn't do that. But yeah, that's tricky.
And by the way, I have no desire to date women in their 20s.
No, I'm not saying you do.
Unless they look like they're in their 30s.
I'm not saying you do.
Yeah, you just said it.
Well, that was a text that someone.
So there's a perfect example. I'm not saying you do. let's rewind 5 minutes because you date women. You got to stop dating women in their 20s. You just said that a minute ago when I said about the ha-ha.
I'm saying if it sounds like someone in their 20s would say that, ha ha. I'm not, and like, that's just like a young thing to do. Ha ha. I don't fucking know anymore what we're even talking about.
Don't you?
But then this was my other question, because I don't know if you know, I think I brought this up to you, and maybe we can share both of ours. It was what's on your ick list.
Oh yeah, we never
did that one.
Yes, and because my question is, I don't know what the hell that is.
So John doesn't know what an ick list is.
No. Here's an example of the generation gap.
Yes.
I have no idea what that is.
Ick list, like, I'll give you my...
I have a lick list.
I know you have a lick list. Okay, but we're not doing the lick list. It's an ick list.
Why not?
A gross list. A list of things. Could you turn your phone on silent, John?
It's way over there. Maybe it's your phone. I don't have my phone on me.
An ick list is when, like, let's say 3 things that would turn me off. Like a turn off list. So what would you say 3 things in a woman that are like a non-negotiable?
Man feet on a woman. Covered with hair. Ick.
That's just I guess
that's gross, right?
Yeah, okay.
A woman with hair under her arms.
Okay, no, it can't just be gross shit.
Well, that's the stuff that I'd say ick. It can't be that?
Like I get like.
Well, you give me an example, then I don't know what you mean.
Okay, so my ick list.
Or that anyone that you're eating, they're eating an egg salad sandwich and they're just mouths wide open, and I'll start gagging.
I don't think you're. It's more of like.
I'm not getting it.
You're not getting it. Like my ick list, something that would be ick, gross, turn me off would be like a guy who's rude to other people. Someone who's rude to a server or just a rude human. Like that's an ick. Like, oof. No, it's not happening. It's not necessarily
right.
Like, gross.
Well, now you
like
tell me.
A non-negotiable. Something that like you won't work it out with this person if they do.
Oh, if they lie.
If they lie. Well, yeah, that's kind of a. That's probably on.
Well, you're asking me. You're negating everything I say.
I'm saying I just said.
No, that's not a good example either.
No, I just said lick list. Now you got me saying lick list.
A lick list. Like okay, for me, for you, I would like to lick.
It's an ick list, not a lick list. It's an ick list. Now you have me saying lick list. Ick list.
Apparently, I'm in charge of you.
Ick list.
Lying.
Okay, lying. Hairy body part.
Because once they lie, they're going to lie about everything.
Yeah. But what if it's like a white what if it's like a white lie? What if it's just like to be nice? Like, "Oh yeah, I love what you're wearing."
Well, that's different. It's funny you bring that up because in the Jewish religion, which I'm not religious, but it turns out I am. The bulk of the Jewish religion is really about trying to do the right thing morally in any social situation. Yeah. So it says it's wrong to lie, but what if the Nazis come to your house during World War II and say, are you hiding any Jews? Do you have any Jews in your house? And you say yes. They go, you're sending an innocent man to his death. Yeah. So you shouldn't lie unless you're going to save, an innocent person from death, or unnecessarily, you should only lie when you're going to save an innocent person from death, or unnecessarily hurt somebody's feelings, which is what you just brought up. Yeah. Maybe you should change your name to McKinney. Right. But that's unnecessarily a white lie when you're not hurting somebody's feelings. You're right. If someone's in a prom dress, don't I look beautiful? Oh, yeah. What are you going to say? Maybe they do. Maybe you don't think they do, but someone else does. But yeah, that's different.
Okay, so lying, what else is on your list?
I mean, as far as from a woman?
Yeah, a relationship or anything.
Oh, well, I've had girlfriends like that. Women who they just like to pick fights for no reason because they think it's funny when you get mad. That was my first girlfriend.
Fight picking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she would do stuff like she'd bring up I go, you're trying to fight. She goes, yeah, I think it's funny when you get mad. I go, I'm literally doing everything I can to not fight with you, and you're just trying to fight.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And she's crazy. And then this is what she would do that drove me nuts. She go, why are you yelling at me? I said, because you're nuts. I go, you ask me a question, then you answer your own question, then you get mad at me because of your answer. I go, you're fucking nuts.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of men will go, well, that's every woman. I go, well, all right, well,
yeah.
I don't like, I mean, it's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, there's times when I've been in relationships where I fought a lot, but there was reasons for it because...
Name one.
They were a prick, and then I would call them out on their shit, and then that turns into a fight. Or you say, like, you didn't do this, and then it's a whole thing. You just love to fight. It's like, no, I just wanna. And sometimes men will say, you're just looking to fight, but it's like, no, I'm just looking to have a conversation and like figure this out so I can have some reassurance, or I can understand why you're doing this, or I think men...
Well, what's a specific example? Not a person, but an example, Charlotte McKinney, because every guy listening to this podcast, they're not listening for me. They're in love with you, your beautiful, eligible woman.
Oh, thanks, John.
And they want to know how a beautiful woman thinks. And you just gave one example where a beautiful woman goes, I'm not beautiful. Okay. They all say that, but they know they are. But go on. Yeah, you're ugly. That's why they hire you to model. Because you're a short, dumpy chick.
John, what was the question? What
was an example of you said you want to discuss something that they did, that they were
let's say
prick.
You're like, I wish you showed up to this dinner, or I wish you did this for me. And I'm not trying to fight. I'm just genuinely trying to explain why my feelings are hurt. And I think men will
But what did they do? What did they do? Was it something like you had a premiere for a movie and then you invited them and they didn't show up? Or was it like your birthday party and they were supposed to be there and they didn't show up, or what?
No, I mean, it's just
you don't have to say the person.
No, I'm not even really thinking of like an instance of...
I think we both know that person is in the room and it isn't me. So who did that leave?
I'm not sleeping with your dog.
Yeah, right.
No, I think I don't even know what we're talking about with this, but
you brought it up.
Fighting when there doesn't need... You're saying fighting when there doesn't need to be. I think sometimes women just want to talk things through, and guys, whenever we try and communicate stuff, you just think we're fighting, but we're really just trying to like figure stuff out and understand why you're acting like a total loser.
Well, what's an example? Notice she's getting mad at me.
Now I'm mad. Now I'm pissed we're having a fight.
I'm just asking for an example. And I know what people are thinking right now. Are you guys dating? Is she secretly talking about you? No, we're friends. We're not dating. We never have.
No one's thinking
She's begged me.
No one's thinking
but
that,
I've said
Don.
no.
No one's thinking that.
Everyone's thinking it.
Okay, so your ick list is lying. Fighting.
Unnecessarily picking fights.
Okay.
Just because they want to vent.
Got it. I have one. I
one? 100.
This is my second one. I hate when guys talk a lot of shit on people, and not people so much, whatever, talk shit, but I think it's a red flag when guys talk shit on ex-girlfriends. Like they say, oh, my ex-girlfriend was crazy. It's like, your ex-girlfriend was crazy because you made her crazy, you know? Do you know what I mean?
No.
You don't? You think it's okay to be like, I dated a crazy...
No, I understand if you said, well, I've had girlfriends that are crazy. They started off fine. In the first 3 months, every woman is on guy, they're on their best behavior. And then after 3 months, they start testing each other, going, well, what if I show them this? What if I show them this? What can I get away with in bad behavior?
Yeah, but I think it's a bad sign when a guy has all of his exes are crazy. You're like, no, you are horrible. You made them go insane. I think is kind of, or when guys just badmouth anyone they dated. Like, I think that's a bad sign. Like, I mean,
every guy listening to this right now is this what they're thinking? I'm telling you, they're going, oh, I made the woman go crazy.
Yes,
as opposed to women are crazy.
You drive us insane. The only time I've ever been crazy, and I have been crazy a few times, it's because the man in the relationship led me to this crazy behavior because he was mistreating me.
Well, I believe you. That's true for you.
Yeah. For me, okay, maybe there are girls that are just straight up
But
crazy.
if he's mistreating you for so long, why'd you stay?
I'd like to know the answer to that too, John. That's when we need to get the therapist.
Yeah, I'm not a therapist.
As our,
you might want to look at that. Yeah. I can tell you why a guy stays with a crazy woman.
Yeah.
Why do you think? Because crazy women are great in bed.
I knew you were going to say
Well,
that.
It's true.
Yeah.
Great. And then you put up with all this stuff because you go, is it worth it? And after a while you go, yeah. So most go, if you can just like not let it bother you and just look at it, go, oh, there they go again.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think if I were to go on a date with someone and all he did was badmouth his ex-girlfriends, I'd be like, peace.
Well, then, yeah, the odds are he's going to badmouth you.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And like, look, I've badmouthed ex-boyfriends and I've talked poorly, but like that's...
Yes, you have.
But I don't know. It's something I'm noticing as I'm getting older. I used to think, oh, like maybe he dated a crazy girl, but then you date that person and you're like, oh, I know why she was crazy. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do know what you mean. You're blaming the man for your crazy behavior. Do I have that right?
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, moving on.
Well, I'm just repeating what you said. You're blaming the man for your crazy behavior.
I am. No, but I am. I totally am.
Okay, but maybe in the future, if a guy's making you crazy, like, don't keep seeing him.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think my point...
So what is the real reason you stay in that kind of relationship? What's the real reason?
Staying in a relationship you know isn't right.
Is driving you crazy.
Because you love someone and you think they're going to change, but they're not, because you can't change anyone.
No. I learned that the hard way. You can't save, change, rescue.
Yeah.
And by the way, the person that you're trying to change, they don't want to be changed, and they find it insulting that you're trying to change them.
Exactly. I've been in that situation.
Yeah, but the other problem is when they ask for help and say to, like one said to me, that they want to change. Mm-hmm. And I go, okay, great. But then they turned out they changed their mind. They didn't want to change. Mm-hmm. But they didn't tell me that.
Or they say when
then they said, I'm bothering them with it. I go, I thought you said you wanted to change.
Or they say, like, when you fight, like, I'll do better, I won't do this next time, and then the behavior never changes, and you stay in these relationships.
Then you get out.
Yeah. but you keep thinking it's going to get better. I've put so much time in. This is my partner. I have to work for it. Da 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 da. But it's like,
no, I've learned that if you go on a date with somebody, they'll pretty much tell you everything that's good about them and wrong with them the first date. They just do it, and you just have to listen. They tell you right away. One time I was friends with a girl, and then we started going out. And she goes, well, just so you know, I can be a real bitch. And I was like, yeah, right. Because she was so nice all the time, right?
yeah.
Well, it turned out, no, she was. And I say, if someone says that about themselves, get out. They're telling you the truth.
Yeah.
If someone says something really negative about themselves on the first date, believe them.
Yeah.
Charlotte McKinney.
I'm like, oh, give me more red flags. Bring it on.
Well, they'll tell you.
No,
and I think about it.
No,
looking,
guys are the best. This is what I'm noticing is guys are the best at the start of a relationship, and then you start to see.
Right. Everyone is. The first 3 months they're on their best behavior.
Yeah, always.
Right. And then see how they're doing and see if they're consistent. And but the first 3 months, yeah, because they don't want to push you away.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
And then what a lot of crazy people do, I learn about this, narcissistic, borderline personality disorders. Mm-hmm. They'll look at what you like, and they'll love bomb you, and they'll do everything perfect the first 3 months, and then you'll do something, and they'll snap on you, they'll criticize you, and you're like, whoa, what was that? And they go, sorry, and then they do it more and more, and now they've got you hooked. They gave you unconditional love, and then that's what you crave the rest of the relationship, and they take it away.
Yeah.
And they do that to get control over you.
Yeah.
Then they give you a little, then they take it away. Give you a little, and it's called "Come Here, Go Away."
No,
there's a book about it.
It's called breadcrumbing.
Well, it's called okay.
So breadcrumbing.
I never heard that.
Breadcrumbing.
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 You heard it here first. I didn't say it. That's probably on your lick list.
This is another term for John to learn. Breadcrumbing is when you give someone a little bit, make them feel good, then go away. Give them what they want, then go away. Give it.
Yeah,
leave.
I call it "Come Here, Go Away."
Oh, you were right. So but
well, yes, that's what it is.
But an actual psychologist found out, and this has happened to me, when someone gives you a little and pulls away, gives you a little, you become addicted. It's like a rat. They've done it in a lab. So they took a rat, they gave one rat a treat every day, and he was fine. They gave one rat a treat and then not, and then this may not make much sense.
No, it makes sense. That's what I said a few minutes ago.
No, but this was like an actual.
No, but I
science.
said they give you a little of this, and then you become.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You crave it.
I'm adding to
always
it.
going after it. Yeah, same thing.
So in the
But
study,
here's a good example.
In the study, the rat ended up kind of losing its mind and the other rat was like, "Oh no, I have this every day at this time. It's fine." But it makes you like more attached to someone when they do that to you.
Right, and they're doing it on purpose.
And it's
called crazy making. There's a great book, if you're listening, called The Verbally Abusive Relationship by Patricia Evans.
Okay.
And I suggest you read it, Charlotte.
I know.
Because I had to get it. I found it in a bookstore because I was with someone that was, and that's what they were doing to me. So I found it because I was going crazy. I don't know. Had me coming and going, and so I got it and then explained it all.
Yeah.
And it's a great book. It changed my life.
And
I tell all my friends when they're doing stuff, I go, read this book, and they're grateful, and it helps. It's like a therapist getting inside your head and rearranging everything where it's supposed to be, and here's your boundaries, and she goes, and it's good for acting too. She goes, there's two kinds of relationships: power over and power personal. So power personal is when you have your own, you feel good, and you have your self-esteem, and you're connected to somebody, but your self-esteem isn't dependent on them. Power over is when the person's being abusive, so one person has power over the other one.
Yeah.
But the book teaches you that you're letting them abuse you. You can stand up and get out and walk away.
And the funny thing is the person who reads that is the person who's getting the abuse when it really should be the other way around. It's like I've learned so much on like so many different things when it's really like the other person should be learning about it.
Right. And you don't know because the person's on the best behavior.
Yeah.
And
how would you say?
And they're good at hiding it. You get, they're master manipulators, and you can't. If they're trying to manipulate you, and you're just trying to be honest, you can't win. But if you start noticing stuff, that's when you go, oh, I gotta go.
How would you say? Let's say for me moving forward, how would you say to spot someone who is maybe like a manipulator or like a narcissist? How would you say to like spot it early on in those periods of when they are on their best behavior? Just by their actions?
Well, yeah, by their actions and I think part of it is when they say what they do and in your mind it starts not adding up, like it doesn't make logical sense. I mean, I'm kind of guessing. It's hard.
It's hard.
It's really hard to know because they're really good at it. And you go, well, why'd you do that? I thought you said this. Oh, yeah, because of da-da-da-da-da. Oh. And then that kind of keeps happening. Wait, I thought you said that you were this. Yeah, I did. But what happened was da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Say, I thought you said, yeah, but what happened was because they forget their lies. So then they have to start covering it up.
Yeah.
And it's with more lies.
Yeah. Interesting.
But they'll usually in the very beginning, they'll give it away.
I don't know. Sometimes it's hard.
No, well, you got to listen. You got to really, they'll tell you. They don't even know they're doing it.
Yeah. I just don't want to, I don't know. Dating in general is just disgusting to me.
Well, I think you got to get to know somebody.
Yeah.
And as my friend said, don't go by what they say. Don't go by what they say. Go by what they do. Period.
Yeah, because a lot of guys will say, I'll do this for you and I'll do that and let's da-da-da. And then you're like, okay. And then it's like,
well, if they barely know you and they offer you the world, you just go, no, they don't even know you.
Yeah.
Usually a guy will do that because he wants to sleep with you.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Well, yeah. Why else would they do that? Oh, I'll do this, and this.
Yeah. That's true. No, I know. I'm very aware. Still end up sleeping with the guy, but...
Well, it's tough. You figure if you're nice to a girl, she'll like you. I mean, if a guy's asking you out on a date, it's because he's physically attracted to you and he wants to sleep with you.
Yeah.
That's just period. He wouldn't ask you otherwise.
Yeah.
But that's a man's human nature. That's normal.
Yeah.
Then they get to know you. And then if they want to stick around, you know.
Yeah.
They decide, but then they get to know you. So someone said, because women say, well, why don't you ask out a girl? You're not attracted to her, but maybe if you got to know her, you would be. And my answer was, no, that would never happen.
Really?
Never.
Yeah, well, I will say...
Because you know who you're attracted to.
If I'm not attracted to you at the start,
you can't control who you're attracted to.
It'll never change. But there are people, I think...
That happens for a woman, but not for a man. It's never happened.
Honestly, if I'm not attracted to you when I first meet you, there's kind of no chance I'm going to be attracted to you, which is a bad thing.
Why are you looking at me?
Because you're the only one I'm talking to. But you know what I mean? If I'm not attracted to you then, how long is it going to take for me to be attracted to you?
I mean, Are you asking me? How long is it going to take you to be attracted to me?
No, but you shouldn't have to.
Rude.
You shouldn't have to work at it. It shouldn't have to be a job to be attracted to someone. But
yeah, but you think more like a guy.
I do, and that's the thing is this is why I'm in the situation I'm in, because I only date the guys I'm attracted to when I should really be dating the guys who are
ugly.
Not ugly, but
you're not attracted to.
They're good people. Like, I tend to always look at the like attraction factor more than the like what's the actual like, instead of learning about someone.
And that's what men do, and it doesn't work out usually.
Yeah
because it's not just what they look like, it's the person. But I mean, I've been with women and really attracted to them, and then they just turn out to be horrible people.
Yeah.
And then I look at them and I just go, oh God, they look ugly now.
Yeah, but you can be attracted to someone who's not hot. And
no, it depends on what you think is hot or what a man thinks hot. You can't. Charlotte. A man, you can't be attracted to something that you're not attracted to.
Say that again.
You can't be attracted to something that you're not attracted to.
Yeah.
Like I have my friends that I grew up with. Mm-hmm. Myself and 5 other guys. One since I'm 3. One since I'm 10.
Okay.
And the rest 13.
Yeah.
And I thank God, and it's the same with them. I've never been, I like, the women they're with, they're very nice. I'm married, I like them. But I've never been attracted to the women that my friends date. My best friends, like my brothers, date. I've never been like, oh, I want to date them too. Never.
Yeah.
It's weird. But I don't know if it's weird, but never.
Yeah.
Just never.
That's good, I guess.
Yeah. But then women that I'm attracted to, and I go, what do you think? They're like, I go, do you really think? They go, not really. I go, really?
Yeah.
And they're not either. So
we're all attracted to different stuff. I mean, people will be like, they'll look at maybe my past record and be like, how are you attracted to this person? And I'm like, I don't know. They're like, ugh, that person is not.
No, but I mean, an adult, you get to know somebody,
So.
And a person with self-esteem, which you can pretend to have, you realize you want someone who's going to respect you and be nice to you.
Yeah, and that's
I was on news radio years ago and got to know Joe Rogan. He's a really nice guy, and he's with the same woman for years. He was his girlfriend then, and then they ended up getting married, and he's still married to her. And I go, why? He goes, because she's so nice. She's great looking, but she's so nice.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't understand. I don't understand being with a woman that's not nice to you. Why would you stay with a woman that's not nice to you?
Yeah.
And he's right.
Yeah.
But he's got self-esteem.
I'm working on it.
Well, I'm not talking about myself.
Yeah.
It
takes, it's hard to.
And I think the reason why is you become, they do that thing where they are really nice to you, and then they pull it away, then they're nice to pull it away, and you're like, what happened? And then they say it's not me. Then they blame you.
Yeah.
I'm acting this way because of you.
Yeah.
And that's when you got to go, I don't think so. Unless you're really specifically doing things to drive them nuts.
Yeah.
Are you?
No. I'm not a perfect human being. I'm not a perfect spouse. I have my flaws. We all do, but I'm in the point in my life where I want to do better. I want to grow. I want to learn from my mistakes, and I want to be the best version of myself. So it's like taking all those relationships, failed miserably relationships, and learning from them, Well,
a big thing I've learned is if the focus is, which I would imagine I've been in and you're in, is you're thinking, what can I do for the other person? Mm-hmm. And the person you're with is thinking, what can you, Charlotte, do for me?
Yeah.
They're not thinking, what can I do for you?
I read this quote.
And if you're in that kind of a thing, then it's the power over and it's control and you're never going to be happy.
I read this thing, or maybe it was on Instagram or something, but it said, a man is someone who wants to do something to help you and make you a better person. A boy is somebody who wants to see what they can get from you. Does that make sense? Like boys, I've dated a lot of boys that they just, what can you do for me? What can you do for me? What can you do for me? And a man is, how can I make this woman a better person? Bam, just dropping knowledge.
Okay, but you realize what you just said? How can I make them a better person? You can't.
Not make them but how can I add to their
enrich their life?
How can I enrich their life?
But they want to,
Yeah, that's what I mean. They want to add
value. But usually
value.
It's pretty simple. You go, what do you like? I mean, for me, it's like, well, I just like sitting next to the person like a friend watching television.
It's the best.
And just talking and laughing.
That's what it's all about. It's about finding.
And you're attracted to them too. But every relationship you listen, they go, "Why are you together so long?" And the ones that always work, they go, the wife or the husband goes, "I'm with my best friend."
No, totally. I mean, my parents have been together forever, and they're just each other's best friends. Like at the end of the day, it's that person you want to be around.
But why aren't you using that example of your parents in your own life?
I have no idea.
Is this a podcast or therapy?
I know. I should probably go. But.
And then I have to ask on behalf of my dog, Jerry. He's like, why is she not calling me back?
I don't call them back.
But why aren't you, Charlotte, calling Jerry back? I said I'd ask.
Because he smells like shit.
No, that's a lie. Smell him. He just had a bath yesterday.
Yeah, but he farts all the time.
But smell him now. He just had a bath.
Your dog smells like shit.
Maybe you're not calling him back because he smells like shit. Ha ha.
Ha ha. I'm just going to...
How rude.
Every text I send you now, I'm just going to end with ha ha. Okay, well, that's wrapping up the relationship portion. But guys, please send us questions.
Well, what's the email?
The email is we'll have it on our screen. Have you made the email? Who's the one who's been doing everything?
You were supposed to make it.
Everything falls on. While John just goes on the road being a famous comic, it all falls on me.
Well, were you busy? I'm on stage for an hour and a half. You're on stage for 5 minutes. You've got the time. Who has encouraged you to do stand-up?
You have encouraged me.
And I tell you how to do it. And who hasn't listened to my advice on how to do it?
I have.
You have?
Yes.
Well, I think you're listening to other people.
All the best people.
Oh, really?
But
how's it going?
It's going great. We're gonna be getting guests soon, so we're really excited to share. We have some really awesome guests who we just have to figure out their schedule.
In the future, we don't know when. Bill Burr's gonna be on our podcast.
Don't say it if we don't.
No, he is.
Well,
I'm saying who's agreed to be on it. Bill Burr will be on there. David Spade will be on this. Ed Begley Jr.
Just some legends. It's going to be great.
Oh, you know who else?
Who?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I want to get... You said you know Dr. Phil. I would love. Maybe he can knock some sense.
I haven't asked him. Dr. Phil?
Maybe he can knock some sense into me.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Probably both of us.
Yeah.
Well, I know what he'd say. He goes, well, Charlotte, you keep dating the same kind of guy. How's that working out for you? You go, it's not. Then why do you keep doing it? Maybe you need to change who you're going after. Maybe you should stop being attracted to men who are abusive or just good looking. You're looking at actors. Actors have a hole inside their soul. They can't fill it up.
I haven't dated an actor in a very long time.
Well, you're dating guys with the same kind of personality that are into themselves. They're not in love with you. They're in love with the mirror. Is that right? Would you describe them as being in love with the mirror? Yes? Is that a yes?
Yes, Dr. Phil.
Well, okay then.
All right.
How's that working out for you?
It's going great.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Well, we need to change that.
Well, now we definitely need to get him on to compare.
No, only you can change.
Only you can change.
You know, Charlotte, how many psychiatrists does it take to change a light bulb? One. But the light bulb has to really want to change. You understand?
Thank you, John. But yeah, we're going to be getting some...
Why do you hate the Jews?
Shut the fuck up.
That's our podcast for today.
That's our podcast for today. But yeah, we're excited. Things are going to be cranking up, but we want to connect with you guys. So send us your info and questions and...
Or anything else you want to talk about. Whatever you want to talk about, right?
Yeah.
Anything.
Anything.